Welcome back, guys, to the DCEU week, where we're going through and reviewing every DC movie I have not reviewed lately on my channel. First off, today we're talking about Batman v Superman, a film that came out last year to the highly anticipated sequel to Man of Steel, and how did people feel about it? People actually hated this film when it first came out, and I think some people really still hate this film. I will contend that this film came out on my birthday last year. I was so excited to go see this. I walked out of the theater disappointed. I was not a fan of it. I definitely appreciated some things, like Ben Affleck's portrayal as Batman, and I thought some of the action sequences was incredible, especially that warehouse sequence. But I thought the story was muddled down and just, it felt, the editing was so choppy. Some things did not make any sense to me. And upon reviewing it again in theatrical version, I liked it. I thought it was better than when I saw it the first time. Hype was died down. Then I'm going to be talking about the Ultimate Edition, because I think this is something that no one has really seen. It adds 30 more minutes to the cut, and I want to talk about this because this edition really changed my mind on the whole DCEU. Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, or whatever you want to call it, the director's cut, this is the film that they should release in theaters. And I say that because the film makes the movie seem like sense. There's actually sense to it. It makes sense of why Lex Luthor's doing everything. It makes sense why Man of Steel or Superman doesn't like Batman. It makes sense of why Batman doesn't like Superman. It gives a better, intriguing aspect to that. Where Batman v Superman was more of a Batman film siding with Superman, this film is more of a Superman film with a Batman as a side character. And I loved seeing that. Of course, this version is also rated R, so there is a little bit more blood in here, I guess. Nothing too notable. But I will say Batman v Superman Ultimate Edition is a better version of Batman v Superman. And for me, makes the DCEU make worthing. I love this film. I think the Ultimate Edition is brilliant. I still have my problems with Lex Luthor. I don't think Jesse Eisenberg was the right choice for Lex Luthor. I think he was a little too wonky. He's kind of being the Riddler. And I also think, again, there are scenes in here that should have just been cut out completely. That did not need to be in here and would have made the movie shorter. I even thought the same thing with theatrical, which is the same thing with the Ultimate Edition. None of the scenes that they added in there, there was maybe one or two things that they could have snipped out of that Ultimate Edition and would have been totally perfect for me. But I think really Lex Luthor's portrayal and some of the other scenes could have just been nipped or cut and made the pacing, again, better. Same thing that Man of Steel's problem was. And I think this is Zack Snyder's problem. I've never seen Zack Snyder make a short film. A lot of his films are super long. Some of them need to be, like Watchmen needed to be long. I think him as a director needs to find a story structure where he can cut and nip some of the scenes out. But I still think he's a brilliant visionary director. I think some of the stories he tells is great. And in here, I went into Batman v Superman thinking it's going to be an action film, and it's not. It definitely is a very darker, grittier tone film we've seen, and I appreciate DC going that route. I thought that was brilliant of them. My main thing with this film that I love is the fact that it's more of a drama than an action piece. And obviously the first time I saw it, I was like, seriously, we got a drama? But then I watched it again, I'm like, man, I really like the drama aspect of it. I think it's different. It's definitely intriguing, to say the least, and I really just appreciate that. Like I said, my big pro for this is Ben Affleck as Batman. This is the one thing that everyone was like, oh my god, he's gonna be horrible. But for me, I was one of the ones that said, no, this is brilliant. He ends up directing a solo film. That's even better, which he isn't now, but still, he's giving a great portrayal. I mean, after seeing this film, he was the one impression I walked out and said, Ben Affleck is my favorite Batman of all time. Maybe some of you guys might still like Christian Bale, which I still think Christian Bale's great. He just played a different Batman. I feel like Ben Affleck played a true comic book version where he took on the portrayal of Bruce Wayne and Batman and mixed them perfectly together for me. I think he did a great job in there. And action sequences in here of Batman. He's just a dark, gritty, older Batman, but man, he kicks some ass in that warehouse scene. And let's talk about it. Gal Gadot is also in here as Wonder Woman. Not the most screen time, but when she shows up, she's awesome. I think she's fantastic, and I think Wonder Woman proves how much of a better actress she has become, because in here, she gives okay scenes, but Wonder Woman, she's fantastic in. But really, the main thing I take away from her is her action sequences. When she's fighting Doomsday in here, when she gets pushed back and you see that smile on her, shivers, goosebumps, and it just gets me so hyped in that sequence, because I know that was actually ad-libbed by her, and that's brilliant of her. I love seeing that. She is Wonder Woman. She's fantastic as Wonder Woman. And then Henry Cavill as Superman. Again, he takes it up a notch, does some great things in here, and I love what Henry Cavill portrays as Superman. Like I said, theatrical version, not in it enough, definitely doesn't talk. Ultimate Edition, 10 times better. Love seeing him in here. Of course, Amy Adams is great. Of course, I have to talk about Alfred. Jeremy Irons, Scar, plays it. And I think the reason he works so well as Alfred is, one, he fits the portrayal of his Alfred. Two, his chemistry with Batman is great. And three, let's just say this. He has one of the best voices in Hollywood. I mean, the dude played Scar in Lion King. Let's just marinate on that for a second. There's one sequence in here that I've been always anticipating and just love, and it was that Mad Max sequence where it's all in the desert. The parademons are going where it's Batman's nightmare. If you get it what I mean? Nightmare. And I just love that sequence so much just for the fact it's so brutal. And it just throws into more stuff happening. Yes, that scene didn't need to happen in this movie, but it was there to further the DCEU. We get a little glimpse of Flash and Aquaman and Cyborg, and where's their representation in here a little bit rushed and forced? Yeah, over an email, we didn't need that. But it was cool to see them at least in here. I think it was really cool at least to see the Flash. He's kind of warning Bruce Wayne in that flashback sequence. Who knows what that's about, but I'm really intrigued. It still keeps me intrigued to see if they actually use that in later movies or if they just kind of forget it, how sometimes Marvel does in their films. Really, I think the action sequences in here are brilliant. I think Batman versus Superman, that whole fight scene, did I expect more? Yes, but in the end I'm very happy that Batman won. So, I have to say, I like their fight sequence. I think it could have been a bit better. The whole Martha thing, I'm not even going to get into because I actually don't, it doesn't bother me. I think it could have been represented a little bit better. Because for me, I just think of Batman, he hears Martha and thinks, this guy's human too. It's not just the mother thing. And I know some people have a huge complaint with that, and I understand. But for me, I think it's more of him looking down as being like, this is a human aspect. This guy has a mother too, just like I did. I can't just take his life away. And I think that's what really hit into Bruce Wayne's head at that point. But whatever, that's a whole different controversial effort that we can talk about. I know some people really just don't like this film, and I understand their gripes with it. But for me, if you've never checked out the Ultimate Edition, it is wholeheartedly worth checking out. Yes, it's slow. Yes, this is more of a drama than anything. But when the action hits, it's great. The CGI, for the most part, works. Doomsday, I think, could have been looked a bit better, but I'm not going to totally flack it for that. Yes, Batman kills, shut up about it. Batman kills, it doesn't matter. Ben Affleck is fantastic as Batman. I think everyone does a great job in here, except Jesse Eisenberg. I think he overacted too much. I think the film could have been cut down a bit, but besides that, I'm going to have to give Batman v Superman a B+. And this is rated on the Ultimate Edition, not the theatrical cut. So the theatrical cut, I'd probably give it around like a C, C-. I was really disappointed in that, but really the Ultimate Edition really bumps it up for me, and I really enjoy this film. I think it's worth checking out. Again, if you've only seen the Batman v Superman in the theaters, go rent this, go buy it, go check it out. It's worth your time. Of course, guys, continuing my DCU week, you guys will be getting more videos this week, so make sure to like and subscribe so you guys don't miss them, and hit that notification bell so when they do go up, you guys catch them on time. Guys, make sure to go check out Sandwich John Films down below. Their website and YouTube link are down below. You guys can find some great videos by them, and also their website where you guys can find some written reviews, giveaways, and maybe go see some early movies in your town near you, because they do give those away as well. But they're great guys. I'm so happy to be associated with them, so go make sure to check out them. And also, I have a Patreon, so if you're interested, check out my Patreon as well. That's another way that you guys can support me. Big shout out to Justin Watches Movies and Kelly, both great people that I love talking to and associating with movies, because they're both great people and they're both supporting me on Patreon. So make sure to check them out and say thank you to them down in the comments, because they're both awesome people. And, well, I'll see you next time. Stay classy.